So I've been trying to make my PC gaming feel a lot more physical like older systems do, just to bring back that nostalgic feeling from gaming. So I've been looking into doing a Zapparoo setup, and I don't have any of the Zapparoo equipment yet, so I'm gonna have to wait on that a little bit until I order some. But I saw on their website that they support loading from CDs on every platform but Windows, and I was sad for about all of 30 seconds, and then I remembered autorun.inf is a thing. And with autorun.inf, you can literally do almost anything from a CD on your computer that you could do with the Zapparoo setup. So you can launch games, emulators, programs, whatever you want just by putting a CD-ROM in your drive, having it autorun. And so I decided to try that out with my Steam and Xbox libraries on PC. And we went all out and even created some custom cases for these, along with printable CDs. And the results, I have to say, are quite fantastic. And if you are just looking to do something like this, it's actually not too much more expensive than a Zapparoo setup, so it's actually kind of cool. It might take a little bit longer to load, but still a really cool project, and so I'm going to show you how to do this today. And if you like what you see here, this is a service I am now offering on my shop, so link to that will be in the description below, and you can check it out. But here's how you do it. So as we get started, you are going to need an external or internal CD, DVD, Blu-ray drive. If you don't already have one, you could pick up some pretty cheap ones on Amazon. You don't have to go all out with this since we just need CD capabilities. But obviously, if you want to be able to do some more cool stuff with optical media, having a nice Blu-ray drive is never a bad thing. But you could get these from a wide variety of price ranges, and I mean, again, you could get something as cheap as like 10 bucks and it will work for this project. And for today's video example, I am using the verbatim CD-R 700 megabytes printable recordable media disc 100 packs. This is available for about $32. Obviously, there are much cheaper options available. You don't have to go all out with inkjet printable ones. That's just something I decided to do. But you could get a 100 pack for as low as 20 bucks. You could go even cheaper, get a 50 pack for 13 bucks. And again, you can just kind of do whatever you want with these CDs. Since there's not really going to be any information really stored on these CDs, the quality of them isn't as important as if you were making a full game archive, but up to you. But once you have your disk drive and your CDs ready to go, we just need to choose which game we want to start with first. So for today's example, we're going to make a CD launcher for Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 Remastered. I just picked this up, would really like to play it, and, you know, it's Tomb Raider. That's like the classic CD game in my mind. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to Manage here in Steam, and we're going to add a desktop shortcut. There it is. All right, now that we got that shortcut, let's just go ahead and shorten it a bit. I'm just going to name this one TR. There it is. But now we're going to go ahead and make the autorun files that we need, so that way this game will launch as soon as we put that CD in and it is read. So we're going to start by making an autorun file. So we're just going to make a new text document, and we're going to rename it autorun.inf. So you need to be able to see text extensions. So if you can't see extensions, you need to go into View, Show, and make sure that file name extensions is checkmarked here. But anyways, like I said, we need to rename this autorun.inf and delete that .txt extension, and it'll get mad at you for changing the extension there, but you just kind of ignore it, and so then it'll look like this. A little gear, cool stuff, but we can just edit that. And so now we're going to make this a bit bigger for everybody. So we're going to do square bracket, type in autorun, close square bracket, and we're going to type in label equals, and this is Tomb Raider. Yeah, we'll do the Roman numerals, sure. 1, 2, 3, remastered. There we go. And now we're going to type in open equals. And if this was a normal like desktop link, we could just type this in directly, but the URLs have issues loading from the autorun. Windows is like, I don't have anything that can open that, and it's really confused by it. So for this part of the process, I've just made a separate bat file that can run it. So I named that run.bat. You can name it whatever you want. It's just easy for me like this. So we're just going to go ahead and save that, and we are done with the autorun. So now we're going to create another text document, and this one is going to be named run.bat as we labeled in the auto run. And so same thing, you just got to name it run.bat, delete the text extension, and it will look like that. And we can edit it, and we're just going to type in @echo off, so that way it doesn't pop up a window that stays there. Now we're going to type in start space, and we're going to type in tr. Make that bigger for you all again. But yeah, so it's going to be start space, and we're going to type in tr.url. And then we're going to type in exit. That way it all finishes up right here. So we're going to go ahead and save that as well. And we could test this bat file right now with Tomb Raider. So we could just go ahead and double click that, and you can see that it is working as intended. So there it is. And this is the first time I've ever launched this game, so it's all interesting. Anyway, so that bat file is now working exactly as we want it to. So now all we need to do is burn these 3 files to a disk. So I'm just going to pop in a CD into my drive real quick. And now I'm going to load up Image Burn. If you don't have Image Burn, you can get it from Major Geeks. It's really nice. But we're going to go ahead and create an image file from files and folders, just so that way we could confirm functionality before writing it to a disk, because that always sucks to make a coaster. But we're going to browse for files. And here we go. I got all 3 of the ones I need right here on my desktop, so just going to grab those. There they are. So we can come over here and make another volume label. Anyway, so there we go. So we're just going to save this to the desktop real quick. There we go. And so there it is. There is our ISO Tomb Raider launcher for Steam. So we can, again, mount this directly with Windows, or if you have a separate mounting program like I do, you can do that. And there it goes. Functionality confirmed. Perfect. So now that we got that finished up, going to click on mode up here, and we're going to write this image file to a disk. So we're going to select it. And yep, got my right drive selected here. So just going to tell it to burn. And I'm just going to eject that virtual version real quick. And there we go. That is done burning. And since I didn't tell it to eject the disk, it's probably going to launch Tomb Raider right now for me. Maybe not. All right, but we can, again, make sure that everything's working like we want it to by simply ejecting the disk and putting it back in. And there we go. Tomb Raider 1 through 3 Remastered launching, and we got that all started from a CD-ROM drive. Very, very fun. Now, it is also worth mentioning you can do this method to launch virtually anything on your computer. It doesn't have to just be Steam games. That's just one of the more practical things you would use this for if you plan to do something so impractical in the first place, I guess. But anyway, so for example, we could do it with the Xbox launcher as well. So if you load up the Xbox app, and we want to do this for one of the games that we have installed on here. So again, the example I'm using today, Gears of War Reloaded. All we have to do is go into Manage, and there should be a Create Desktop Shortcut option here, and if there's not, you will have to think of another solution to run it with your bat file, but I'm not going to get that deep into it. But you can just create the desktop shortcut. And so again, I just renamed this something shorter, Gears of War Reloaded. And so you could just repurpose the same autorun INF you've already made. So again, bracket, autorun, bracket, label your disk. If you want to be crazy and put an icon in there as well, you can. It's not what I'm interested in. But then again, we could tell it to open run.bat. And then we create the run.bat file. Tell it what to start. And so with the Microsoft Store, these are using shortcuts. So it has the extension of LNK. And then we simply exit the program. And again, you can test functionality by running your run.bat file. And hey, look at that. There's Gears of War Reloaded. I don't actually want to start the game. Just show the functionality. And then you just burn this to a CD and the game will launch. And again, you can really do this for any game. You can either have your run.bat file look for a file path within your games folders, or you can create shortcuts so that way you can have it just automatically point to where you have the game installed. All up to you and your preferences, but again, super simple. And then all we have to do is edit our auto run and our bat file. And again, you can confirm functionality before ever launching anything just by running your bat file. And if it loads up, you know you're good to go. And since we're using inkjet printable CDs, we're going to go all out with this with some custom CD artwork that we're going to print onto the disc right now. So just going to go ahead and do that, and I'll show you the results. And there we go. That's the finished disc. I forgot to put the Tomb Raider logo on it, but it works out okay for this purpose. And so, yeah, it looks absolutely great. Does exactly what I want it to. It gives me that physical PC game feel without having to run the game from disk, but I like it. Because I like to take things to the extreme level, we have created a custom little jewel case for these even, and I'm so happy with how this turned out. It looks absolutely fantastic. And yeah, done that for a few of my games now, so I'm really loving how this project has turned out, and it is a lot of fun. As you can tell, I went with a PlayStation 1 inspired theme here with the side jewel panel thing, but I don't know, jewel cases always were like the best way of storing optical media to me, so this is a ton of fun. Really love it. And I think it turned out really well. So there you have it, a way to create CDs that will launch virtually anything you want from your computer's hard drive and give you that nice physical feel that gaming once had. And again, I just love jewel cases. These, love the way these turned out. But yeah, anyway. Not exactly a project anyone really needs to do, but I gotta say, it's a ton of fun to do it. I've been absolutely adoring it. And again, if you're interested, service I offer on my shop, link below, and I'll make this stuff for you if you're interested. It's a little more expensive to have me do it, but, you know, save you time, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video and joining me on this continued journey of making PC gaming feel physical. It's been a fun journey. Still more to check out. I have a couple more videos lined up for more physical feeling PC gaming. Really appreciate the response to these videos. Y'all are the best. But here at the end, just the usual favors. If you haven't already, thumbs up, thumbs down, depending on how much you like this one, as well as hitting that sub button, notification bell. And if you'd like to help support us, please check out that join button. It makes a big difference to us. But big thank you to all of our current backers. Again, could not do it without you. You just are incredible, as always. But until next time, my wonderful internet peeps, y'all stay awesome, keep on gaming, and we'll see you back next video.